Hey everybody, this is Terez Paylor, your Chiefs beat writer for the Kansas City Star, and here are 5 things to know about the Chiefs' new general manager, Brett Veach. The first thing I hear about when I ask people around the league about Brett Veach is that he's a strong evaluator of talent. He's well informed. So if you've enjoyed the way the Chiefs have drafted the last 4 years under former general manager John Dorsey, good news. I believe Brett's going to continue a lot of those methodologies and a lot of those ways of drafting players. I think there will be a continued focus on athleticism along with the other intangibles. So keep that in mind. I think that John has taught Brett well, and I do think that he will continue a lot of those things. The other thing I hear about is that he's a high-energy guy. This is a guy who's very interested in football, loves football, has a passion for it, and does a lot of his best work on the road, out evaluating talent. And that's something that they need to complement Andy Reid, who obviously has a lot of power here, but you know, you need an evaluator in the Chiefs general manager position. And I think Brett Veach fills that role. The other thing is that he's a strong communicator. I think this is important, especially considering what my sources told me for the story I wrote a couple weeks ago explaining why John Dorsey was fired. He's a good communicator. He communicates well, and he has strong opinions. So in the draft room, he doesn't back down off of his opinions. That's not always a given because when front office executives gather to talk about prospects, it's a bit of a hot seat, because they're going to ask for your opinions on a player, and then it's going to be challenged. I'm told that Brett's a guy who doesn't back down from that challenge. He believes in his opinions, and he should, because he has a strong reputation as an evaluator of talent. The other thing I hear is that he's already respected by his support staff. So all the people who are going to be working around him now, working under him, you know, he's worked with those guys for the last 4 years, and he's already respected by those guys as an evaluator of talent. And this brings a of continuity that is important considering the way the Chiefs have won the last 4 years. Had you hired somebody from the outside, that would have changed things. Because you always bring in your own people. You do. You always bring in your own guys. So by not doing that, they can obviously keep the group together to help build a team that's been so good for the last 4 years. Last thing I hear about Brett Veach is that obviously there's a high comfort level with the head coach. And I think this really made a difference because one of the other candidates was Scott Fitterer, who works in Seattle and also has a very strong reputation as an evaluator of talent. And some even told me might be more well-rounded than Veach. But I think the important thing to remember here is that whoever is the general manager for the Chiefs is going to work with Andy Reid. And Veach is basically owes his NFL career to Andy Reid in a lot of ways because Andy brought him on in Philadelphia. So there's a strong comfort level there, there's a strong trust level, and you can keep some continuity. So I think in the end, that made the difference. For the Star, I'm Terez Paylor. I hope you enjoy watching.